Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are having an absolutely amazing day. So today's video is going to be a whole house clean with me. I'm going to be basically sharing like my weekly cleaning routine, but then also doing deep cleaning in certain areas that really needed it. So it's a very motivating one. Also, I have something fun that I'm going to try doing with the voiceover and some stuff we're going to talk about. So I really feel like it's a good, interesting one. I hope you guys enjoy, and let's just get on into it. Now, something I knew I wanted to do is I wanted to rotate this rug. You can't really tell on camera, but the edges of it were feeling a little squiggly because this is a rug I got off Amazon. It's a cotton and jute blend and I love it. But it also has like a little bit of a stretch and a give to it. And I think for me constantly like moving furniture and pushing things back and moving them forward, some of the edges kind of got like stretched out a little bit. Not stretched out, it can go back, but it's not a straight line anymore. So I knew I wanted to take all of the furniture off the rug, clean underneath it, do a really good deep clean, but then also rotate it and kind of set it back up so that it was straight again. Now, I wanted to do something a little bit different with today's video to make it a little bit more interesting. So every time I do a cleaning video, I'm like, what the heck am I gonna talk about for this whole video? Because I don't want all of my cleaning videos to just be me saying, okay, now I'm wiping down the counters, and now I'm vacuuming, and now I'm mopping. So I thought it might be fun if during this video, I'll still share some normal cleaning video stuff and talk about what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, but I thought it would be fun to add in just random interesting facts about myself throughout the voiceover, and it might be a little bit more interesting to listen to, or maybe you can listen while you clean along. And then I also thought it would be fun if you guys wanted to leave a few random facts about yourself in the comments below as well, so I can get to know you better too. So I think it'll be a fun one. So I thought it would be fitting if the first fact I talked about was how I started my YouTube channel. So I actually started my YouTube channel when I was 18, and it was a beauty channel and a makeup. I did makeup tutorials, all those things. It was in 2011, and I think I got up to like 1,000 subscribers. But I loved doing it. I always wanted to be either an actress or a talk show host, so I loved being in front of the camera, and it was really fun. I did end up quitting though like a year later when I was 19, just because I didn't have that many subscribers and I was kind of over it at that point. But my mom loved to tell people that I was a YouTuber. She was so proud of the fact that I had that YouTube channel. She would tell so many people, oh, Lauren has a YouTube channel, and it was always so embarrassing for me. So I remember when I was 22 and I met my husband, like one of the first times my mom met him, she was like, did you know Lauren had a YouTube channel? And I remember I was like, Mom, I was so embarrassed. Back then it was not a thing. Like there was no such thing as influencers. It was kind of weird to have a YouTube channel. And I was so embarrassed that she told him that, but it ended up working out for the best because a few years later, in 2017, we were married, and I was really bored. I felt like all I ever did was go to work and come home, and I kind of like depended on my husband for my happiness. I had no hobbies, and I remember I was trying to figure out like hobbies or things that I could do for fun, and my husband was like, why don't you start up a YouTube channel again? And that's what I did. So I ended up working out because I feel like if my mom had never mentioned that to him, I would have never started one because I wouldn't have wanted to bring up the idea to him. Because back then I blocked like everybody I knew from high school, everyone I knew in real life and at work. I didn't want anyone to know I had a YouTube channel. It was so embarrassing back then, but I loved it and I wanted to do it. So every day I would come home from work and I would edit, and sometimes I would come home on my breaks and film videos like really quick in the 30 minutes and edit it and post it, and I just loved it. And that was what, like 8 years ago, and it just kind of kept going from there. Okay, so now we are going to be moving on into my older son's room. So he is 7, and his room wasn't too bad, but I felt like it had too much stuff in it. He had started putting a lot of stuff in his room, so I kind of wanted to go through and do my weekly cleaning routine, but then also declutter in there as well. So I wanted to wash his sheets, wash his bedding, but then go through everything on his desk and remove things that he didn't need in there and kind of, I don't know, clean it up a little bit. Okay, so another interesting fact about me is I have moved so many times in my life. I bet I have most of you beat. So I am 33 years old. I just turned 33 like a couple weeks ago on May 18th. And I think I have moved maybe 24 times in my life. And I believe I've lived in 10 different states. So I was born in Virginia. I've lived in Florida, Maryland, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Georgia, North Carolina, Arizona, West Virginia. I feel like I'm missing some. And I feel like usually when you tell people that, they assume that you were like a military brat, but I actually was not. So my stepdad worked in the gym business, like LA Fitness, and he worked for Body of Change. And if I remember correctly, he just went around to a bunch of different gyms and would kind of like help them start up maybe, and then we would move again. I might not be remembering that 100% correctly, but it had to do with my stepdad's job. So I went to, if I remember correctly, I went to 4 different elementary schools, 2 different middle schools, and 2 different high schools. So lots of moving. However, I didn't mind it. I am like extremely extroverted, so I kind of thought it was fun, and you know, you get to go to a new school and make tons of new friends. It didn't really bother me. However, I will say as an adult, I do not plan on moving. I want my kids to stay in the same area through all the schools, and I want them to have like a different experience than me, but I personally didn't really mind it. This dresser desperately needed to be wiped down. I don't know how the stuff in his room gets so dirty so fast. I feel like every week it has all these spots on it from, I don't know if it's toothpaste or yogurt or what it is, but I always have to go through and clean it off. And then I was cleaning off the dresser and I was like, why is this bottom drawer not fitting? No matter what I did, I could not get it to lay correctly. And look at this side. It's totally missing the bracket that would like attach to it. I don't even know where it went. I looked underneath and it's not there. I'm like, what happened to this dresser drawer? And then here, I'm actually hanging up some new curtains in his room. That's gonna be in a different video, but I did it right now, so I figured I would just show a little snippet of it. Now, kind of a newer fact about me is I have recently, well not recently, it took me about 2 years, I have lost 30 pounds. I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but I have been working really hard for the last 2 years. I actually joined Burn Boot Camp in July of 2023. I just kind of felt like a slug. I had no energy, I felt gross. I had gained weight from medication, from my anxiety medication, and I wanted to feel better. So I joined Burn Boot Camp, and if you don't know what that is, it's a gym and it has like 45-minute classes every day, strength training, weightlifting, some conditioning days. I think it's kind of like F45 or ISI, if you know what that is. So like today was arm day, we did like strength training and weightlifting for arms, and then yesterday was leg day, and the day before that we had body weight conditioning. And I go, no matter what, 5 to 6 days a week, every single day. Like I don't skip, no matter what, I go. It's my favorite part of the day. And I've been doing that for almost 2 years now. And it took a while. I would say I didn't lose 30 pounds. Like it took a full year and a half. And the first 6 months, I felt like I didn't lose any weight at all. I was working out and I almost felt like I was getting bigger. And I think it's because I was gaining so much muscle, but there was still like the fat on top of it. And then slowly but surely, it just started falling off. And I'm so proud of myself. I feel so much better. I'll put a picture on the screen. One of these pictures is from 2023 and one is from 2024. And I feel like you can kind of see the difference there. And I'll put some clips on the screen if I can find some. But yeah, that's kind of a fact about me. I've lost 30 pounds, and I don't want to be skinny now. I want to be toned. I'm like working on building muscle now, and yeah, I'm excited. I just love it. Now, something I need to do, which maybe I'll put it in like an upcoming decluttering video, is go through both of my kids' closets. I don't know if they've had growth spurts recently. They probably have, because I feel like a lot of shirts that fit them like a month ago are just too short on them. And so every morning it's kind of a task to pick out clothes for school, because I'm like picking out multiple shirts before finding one that fits. So I want to do that, go through all their clothes, get rid of any clothes that don't fit, and then also figure out a better system, because we have a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old boy, and so they're not directly next to each other in sizes, but we don't want to get rid of the 7-year-old's old clothes because we want the 4-year-old to have them, but he's not quite ready for them. And at one point I was just putting them in a bin, but then I feel like, I don't know, does anyone else have a better system of where they store clothes that their kids are not yet big enough for, if that makes sense? Okay, so moving into the kitchen wasn't too bad, just the daily messes of everything I wanted to tidy up, but once again, I also wanted to go through and deep clean the areas as well. So another thing about me, which some of you guys might already know, or you could have found me through this, is I had my second son really premature. He was a micro preemie, so I have a few videos on my channel about his birth and how I went into labor with him at 27 weeks. But the fact is that I had both of my sons prematurely, and they're both totally fine now. But it's interesting, so my mom actually had all of her kids prematurely as well. I think I was born at 35 weeks, but I was totally fine, like 8 pounds, 9 ounces, fully cooked when I came out. And when I was pregnant, they actually asked me if I was premature, because I think that has something to do with whether you will have premature babies. So I told them that yes, I was premature. And then my first ended up coming out at 36 weeks, and my second, I went into labor at 27 weeks and had him at 28 weeks. So I have some premature babies, but they are totally healthy and fine now. I would love to know if any of you guys were also NICU moms. Bennett was in the NICU for 10 weeks. That was a roller coaster. Sometimes I feel like that actually didn't happen to me. Like maybe I made it up. Like it doesn't, I don't know if I blocked it out, but I will watch like my NICU vlogs and it doesn't feel like it actually happened to me. It feels like I'm watching something, or like I made up that whole experience. But like I said, everyone is 100% healthy now and no issues at all. So if you're a mom watching this and you are at risk of going into preterm labor, don't you worry, those NICUs are amazing. Okay, let's see. I feel like I'm running low on facts here. I am a Taurus. I don't know a lot about astrology, so you can let me know what that means really. My birthday is May 18th, 1992. I do know it means the bull, and that's supposed to mean that you're stubborn. I don't really think I'm stubborn. I've never had anyone tell me I'm stubborn, so I don't know, but I don't know what else goes into that. I do know that my husband is a Virgo, and anytime I've looked up what that is, I feel like that is him to a T. Like, He's introverted, he's organized, he's type A, he's list maker, and I love him for that because we are complete opposites. Let's see, some of my biggest fears. Well, we all know, or maybe you don't, but I have very bad medical OCD, like diagnosed OCD. I take medication for it. It's not the kind where you're like, oh, everything has to be symmetrical and organized. No, it is obsessive medical thoughts, which has kind of controlled me like my whole life. I had my first panic attack when I was 8, and it's just, you know, something that I have always had, unfortunately. But other than that, some like weird fears that I have, I am super afraid of like crickets, grasshoppers, and frogs. And I realize those are all things that jump. Like spiders don't really bother me. I could go up and squish a spider, no problem. But if you go to squish like a cricket, it will jump at you, and I hate that. And I actually had no idea why I had that fear until I was in college. I was in a psychology class, and they were talking about how most fears form, I think, when you're like 4 or 5. And I asked my mom, and she said, we lived in Florida when I was 4, and one time I was taking a bath, and all of a sudden a frog jumped out of the bathtub onto me. And I think that might be where that fear comes from. But I'm also very afraid of airplanes. I do not fly. I have flown a million times. My parents are divorced, so growing up, flew all the time. And I said, once I turn 18, I'm never getting on an airplane again. And guess what? I have not. Or I did one time when I was like 20. Even for my honeymoon, me and my husband went to Key West and we drove 18 hours. So I am committed to the no airplane bit. And oh, I also very afraid of elevators. I won't do elevators. Even when I was like super pregnant with both my kids and my OB was like on the 8th floor, I was climbing those stairs. Okay, so now we are moving in to my boys' bathroom. Beware, this bathroom is nasty. This bathroom gets nasty like every 3 days, and I guess that's just life with 2 boys. But man, it is rough. It's rough out here having 2 boys in a bathroom. So I wanted to go through and do a deep clean around the toilet, use the really good, like the Clorox, the bleach, get in there and get everything disinfected. So I got my gloves on, went in, cleaned the sinks and the floors and around the toilet, and it feels so nice, and just hoping we can maintain it a little longer this time. Now, a small random fact that I thought would fit in since I am in my son's room is I am such a girly girl. So I'm very girly, and I'm also very cautious. I have a lot of anxiety. I am not adventurous in the slightest. I'm like cautious, rule follower, very obedient. I always assumed I would have daughters, and I used to be obsessed with that Tim Allen show. Not the one where he had sons, but the one where he had 3 daughters. I can't remember what it was called. So I used to like envision that as my life, like, oh yeah, I'm probably gonna have 3 daughters. Newsflash, I had 2 sons, and they are crazy, wild child, no fears. Like one of them already had stitches when he was 2, and then he broke his femur when he was 3, and just totally different direction than I imagined for myself. But I absolutely love them, and we are done. No more kids for us. 2 boys and we are done. So we won't be trying for a girl or anything like that. Okay, so this is a little random, but I was making dinner and figured, you know what, I'm just gonna keep on filming. So this was a dense bean salad recipe I found online. Basically, it kind of just reminds me of a pasta salad with no noodles and you have beans instead, but there's so many good nutrients in here and I love pasta salad. So I was like, sign me up. And it was really good. So I did garbanzo beans, dark red kidney beans. You drain those and rinse them. And I chopped up cucumber, red pepper, orange pepper. I did garlic, salami, some mozzarella. You can add whatever you want in there. And then for the dressing, I kind of just eyeballed it, but I did some olive oil, some red wine vinegar, salt, pepper, garlic. I did a little bit of mustard and just kind of added stuff to taste, and it was so good. Oh, and lots of Parmesan. It was so yummy. But that kind of brings us to the end of today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you leave a comment down below with some interesting facts about yourself. I hope you guys liked this style of voiceover and maybe it was a little more fun to listen to. But yeah, leave a comment down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed, I would love for you to. I do videos like cleaning videos, decluttering, organizing. I also do thrifting for home decor and decorating and things like that. And I would love to have you. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.